Carousel is a digital signage content management system that allows users to create and manage content on their screens. Carousel pushes content to iPad and Apple TV media players to display this content. The Carousel Cloud Player app must be installed on each iPad or Apple TV displaying content. This is where Jamf comes in. With Jamf, you can easily install and configure the Carousel Cloud Player app on all of your Apple devices. This video assumes you have Jamf Pro 10.7 or higher, an Apple Volume Purchasing Program account, such as Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager, and devices available in automated MDM enrollment. You'll also need Carousel Cloud. Carousel Cloud Player is available for iPads running iOS 11 or later, as well as Apple TVs. It's recommended your Apple TVs are running tvOS 12. This makes future updates to tvOS easier. Okay, now that we've got the formalities out of the way, let's get started. The first step is to sign into your Jamf Pro instance. Go to Devices, and then to Pre-Stage Enrollments. Create a new pre-stage enrollment, and set the pre-stage enrollment display name to Carousel. Then go to the Mobile Device Names tab, and set the naming method. Best practice is to use serial numbers with the prefix of Carousel or Carousel Cloud. Next, scope the new pre-stage enrollment to the Apple devices you would like to use as players using the Scope tab to select available devices. Click on Smart Device Groups under the Groups heading in the sidebar. Set the display name to Carousel Smart Group. Go to the Criteria tab to add Enrollment Method Pre-Stage Enrollment. Set the value to the name of the pre-stage enrollment, and save. Open a new tab and open the appropriate app store. For Legacy Volume Purchase Program stores, use the direct links here to find the app, since Apple does not show results for tvOS apps. For Business or School Manager, go to the Apps and Books link under the Content in the sidebar. Then search for Carousel Cloud Player. Best practice for purchasing is to acquire 110% coverage for your system. So, if you're planning to have 50 Apple devices, purchase 55 licenses. Return to Jamf Pro and go to Mobile Device Apps. After processing, it will appear in the list of available apps. Let's go through tab by tab. In the General tab, set a display name for the app or choose to leave the default. Change the distribution method to Install Automatically, prompt users to install. Choose Schedule Jamf Pro to automatically check iTunes for app updates, or automatically force app updates, or leave them disabled to manually update when you choose. In the Scope tab, under Targets, click Add, then choose Mobile Device Groups, and then click Add next to the Carousel Smart Group. In the VPP tab, enable the Assign VPP Content checkbox. Finally, in the App Configuration tab, you'll use the information from Carousel. In the Carousel user interface, go to Configure, Players, Player Setup. Copy and paste the MDM player registration information from Carousel into Jamf. It will look something like this. Replace the string element with the address of your Carousel Cloud URL. Then click Save. Baseline Security. We recommend creating a baseline security configuration profile restricting AirPlay on the Apple TV, along with any other restriction you'd like to apply. Carousel Single App Mode tvOS. We highly recommend any Apple TV being used for digital signage run in single app mode. This will limit the screen to only showing Carousel unless AirPlay overrides it. Create a new configuration profile and set the name to Carousel Single App Mode. While in the Options tab, scroll the sidebar down to find Single App Mode. Select it and then press Configure in the main pane. Set the targeted operating system to tvOS. Fill in the bundle ID with this for your Carousel Cloud Player. Complete the process by scoping the applicable configuration profiles to the Carousel Smart Group. Carousel Single App Mode iOS. A similar process to the previous one we covered can be used to keep iPads showing Carousel content. Simply set the targeted operating system to iOS. You can also choose not to scope this configuration profile to iPads and instead use it in a similar fashion to AirPlay interrupt for Apple TVs by having Carousel scope the profile when an alert is activated. Carousel AirPlay interrupt. This is optional, but if you'd like Carousel to interrupt AirPlay sessions when alert content is triggered, you will need to create an additional configuration profile. This profile will turn off AirPlay so the Apple TV goes back to single app mode, showing only Carousel Cloud Player app. There is no need to scope this to any groups, as Carousel will do this automatically after the additional configurations that follow. Click into Settings in the upper right corner, then on Jamf Pro User Accounts and Groups, then New. Select Create Standard Account and set the username to Carousel. Leave the new account set for Full Access and Custom, respectively, for access level and privilege set. In the Privileges tab, within the Jamf Pro Server Objects option, enable the following: Mobile Device Configuration Profiles, Read, Update. Mobile Devices, Read. Static Mobile Device Groups, Create, Read, Update, Delete. Then, click Save. Log in to your Carousel user interface and go to Configure, System, External Authentication. Click on New and set the type to Jamf Pro. Give the authentication a name and fill in the information about your Jamf Pro instance using the service account we just created. Then click Save. In the Carousel user interface, go to Configure, Zones. Select the Edit icon for a full screen alert zone. Scroll down to Alert Settings and choose the MDM configuration profile we set up in the sections previous. The two options for Force Profile When are: Alerts are active, will stop any current AirPlay sessions and not allow new ones while the alert is up. An alert is triggered, will stop any current AirPlay sessions but allow them to reconnect after a short period of time. That's it. You did it. Now enjoy your Carousel experience and start getting some content on your displays.